it certainly has been a dramatic operation here underneath the M2 double-decker bridge. They've already searched and arrested a number of people. Dozens of people have been taken away in SAPS vans. We're giving you live footage now of the cars being pulled over. In a moment, we'll speak to the Gauteng Provincial Commissioner, General Elias Mawela, and he'll give us an update on exactly how many people have been arrested so far, or a rough estimate thereof, and also kind of also give us an indication of what kind of recovery of ammunition and illegal firearms has been done by the police. This operation has yielded a lot of good results so far. I should note that one of the unexpected things that's happened on this M2 double-decker bridge tonight is that two people who were pulled over and were being searched fled from police, and they jumped off the double-decker bridge. Both of them have been taken away by paramedics after being attended to. We understand from the police that the people who were taken away were said to be illegal immigrants whose status in the country was being questioned by the police when they fled. And now we'll try to move through the crowd as we try to locate the provincial commissioner. They've just stopped this taxi where they've recovered what appeared to be an illegal firearm. We'll try to give you some visuals of that in a moment. And I see that the provincial commissioner is here, and he'll be able to speak to us now. General Mawela, thank you so much for your time. I was just saying to the viewers, thank you, so you're live on Newzroom Afrika. I was saying to the viewers that you've stopped the taxi and recovered what appeared to be an illegal firearm. Did you manage to check whether that person had a license for that firearm?
Actually, it's a replica firearm. It's not the real firearm. The barrel is closed and it's using the blank ammunition. So it is not illegal to possess it, but it is illegal if you use it to commit a crime. Say you threaten somebody with it or you point somebody with it, then we can arrest you as if we have used the real gun.
That's quite interesting, because earlier you also found someone with a toy pistol underneath the seat. We're seeing a lot of that happening during this roadblock. What do you make of it?
Yes, we have observed that there is a lot of those, especially here in Johannesburg. Many street robberies are committed by people using the very same firearms. But when we catch them, the cops treat them as if they were using the real firearms.
Let's talk about this operation, Okay Malau. You've been here for about 2 hours now. Just take us through some of the statistics, or if you're able to tell us the number of people that have been arrested or what you found in this operation.
Yeah, already we have 15 undocumented persons, and we have arrested how many? 3 drunken driving. But the detectives, with their first phase, whereby they were tracking and tracing the wanted suspect, they've managed to arrest 805 wanted suspects across the province, not only here, across the province. So we are happy that those people, they'll only see the magistrate next week. They won't celebrate New Year tomorrow. And on Thursday, the detectives again, they've made us proud, arresting 926 wanted suspects. So clearly we are making inroads, especially in removing the repeat offenders from the streets of Gauteng.
What have been the majority of offences that you've picked up in this roadblock?
No, in this roadblock thus far, like I've said, that we have arrested 3 people for drink and driving. Another person, it was for fraud because of his license disc. It is not the genuine one. They've checked it in the system only to find that it's a fraudulent one, and then also those undocumented persons.
General, we also noted that there were 2 people who actually jumped off the bridge. Just explain to us what happened there.
Yeah, those individuals, we suspect that for them to take that kind of a risk, they are hiding something from us. But unfortunately, they are seriously injured. They are taken to hospital, but we'll follow through to check the real reason why were they deciding to evade, to come through the roadblock like this. Surely we suspect that they are hiding something, but for now, we don't have anything concrete until we verify that.
So far, do you believe that this operation has been a success? And is there anything else that you have found here that you didn't expect?
Yeah, no, the operation here in Johannesburg is a success. But remember, we are not only operating here. We have another operation in Tshwane, and also in Tshwane there, they are making very good inroads there. They've arrested a lot of people already. Ekurhuleni, Tembisa, and Ivory Park, we are having an operation which is currently running. And also there, they've made a very good arrest. We're having another one in the West Rand. It's running very well. The last one, it is in Sidibeng, focusing on DDR and Ivory Park. So we believe that we have covered our grounds, we have identified the hotspot areas in this province, and we have ensured that we have deployed adequately in that particular space.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. That's General Elias Mawela. He's the Gauteng Provincial Commissioner of Police. Let's close out with some of these visuals coming to you live from the M2 double-decker bridge here in Johannesburg. They've slowed down on the number of vehicles that they're stopping now. It's been about 2 hours, but still conducting intensive searches, which is looking not only at people who may be driving drunk, but also conducting searches of the entire vehicle. Should be noted that they're also searching each of the passengers that are in the vehicles, and this has been described as a more intensive operation than the previous ones. As you heard from the General of the Gauteng Police there, at least 800 people arrested, most that were on the wanted list in the Gauteng province, and that's of course across the province. Here at the double-decker bridge, it appears only a handful of people taken into custody, but we certainly have seen a lot more that were taken into the vans. No doubt they're still going to be processed by the police as they're taken to the different stations, with their fingerprints taken, and then of course the police will decide whether or not to charge them. For now though, Hugo, it's back to you.
Well, Gavin, before we let you go, I can see many vehicles that are lined up and being inspected. Is this an indication of just how much traffic is flowing over that bridge this evening?
Well, last we checked, the backup on the M1 North was at least 1 kilometer long. At a certain point, they stopped searching the vehicles and stopped the roadblock operating altogether to try and free up some of that traffic. We understand that it has been freed up significantly since then, but the backup still about 500 meters on the M1 North. And earlier, when we had crossed, there were a number of irate passengers or drivers, and we'll try to show you some of that now. I think it's not far off actually, Hugo, where we would be able to show you how long the queue is. If we could just move through this roadblock, we should be able to give you some visuals of the queue. That's quite significant. It has been for a while, but it does look like the police and the JMPD are attending to it. As you can see, the vehicles that are being searched, the line of vehicles that are being searched stretches very far back here. There are almost 20 vehicles being stopped at a time, and of course they've closed all the lanes except one on the M1, and hopefully you'll be able to get a clearer idea of how long that backup is now, but it certainly does stretch around the bend. That's before the double-decker bridge, and all the way around the second bend, which goes towards the N1, almost towards the Boyson's turnoff at Gold Reef City here in the city of Johannesburg. So that is quite some traffic, but it looks like they'll start moving. This roadblock due to end at about 10 o'clock, and from there they'll go to Hillbrow, where they're expected to search a number of buildings, some of them which they've identified, others they'll search in loco, as it were, without any warning to the residents.